Hello everyone, so good day. I hope that everyone is doing great and I hope na everyone will cooperate me. Everyone will listen attentively to this video kasi pagkatapos ng video ito ay marami tayong matutunan na mga mahahalagang bagay or na mahalagang mga impormasyon tungkol sa kung paano ang tamang pag-graph ng exponential function or which is the graphing an exponential function, okay? But before that, there are some questions that we need to answer. So first is, what is your objectives? These are the objectives. So first is, at the end of the discussion, the students will be able to determine whether an exponential function and its associated graph represents growth or decay. And second is the students should be able to identify the horizontal asymptotes, the domain, and the range of a function. And the third is the students should be able to graph an exponential function. So those are the objectives of the discussion. So next is we will proceed to the next questions. So this is the second question. So what is your motivation? Okay. So my motivation is that I will give a game to my students or a very interesting game that can catch their attention. And I know that every one of them will cooperate. So this game entitled Name It. So what is this game all about? Name It. It is a picture analysis where students should figure out what mathematical words can form by adding or subtracting the names of the given picture. So for example, what we have observed in the picture above is the number 4 add to a plant. So that plant is called Miola. So if we combine this or if we add these two, it will become a formula. 4 plus Miola is equal to formula. So the next questions is, how did you present your discussion? In presenting my discussion is, I will recall first the last topic because the last topic have a connection to in graphing an exponential function, and I will show to them how to sketch a graph, and after they can sketch the graph, every one of them can state what is the range or what is the asymptote and what is the domain of a function. And after that is I will show to them a graph or a graph that represents a growth function and also a graph that represents a decay function. So in result of this, the students can now compare or students can know what is the difference between the exponential growth and the decay function. So let's now proceed to the next question. So the next questions is, what are the tasks that you let your students do? So the task that I will give to my students or the task that I will let my students do is I will give a group activity that I will group them into 2 groups and I want everybody to work, and after 3 minutes is I will allow them or I will let them to present their works in front, and I want each member of the group will have something to say, not only the leaders, para makita nako if every one of my students kay nakasabot and also naasalay na samtan during the discussion. So let's now proceed to the 5th questions. How did you evaluate your students? So in evaluating my students is I will give them a self-activity. So this activity kay makabalo ko if ang students naminaw ba siya during my discussion, and also makabalo ko if the students have e-learnings. And this activity allows students to graph a exponential function, and after the graphing of exponential function, they can state what is the domain, the range, and also the horizontal asymptotes of the particular function. So now let's now proceed to the last question. The last questions is, what is your assignment? Here's the assignment that I will give to the students. Directions. Research on graphing transformation of exponential functions and answer the following problems on a 1/2 crosswise. Number 1. Identify the transformations and use them to sketch the graph of function of x equals 2 raised to x plus 1 minus 3. State the domain, range, and the asymptote. Number 2. Identify the transformations and use them to sketch the graph of the function of x equals 2 raised to x minus 1 plus 3. State the domain, range, and the asymptote. Great! We are all done. So thank you so much guys for spending your time in watching my video, and also thank you so much for spending your time with us. I hope that everyone of you have now a knowledge in graphing and exponential function. God bless. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.